everybody. I'm Lilo, and thanks for being here at HeadBangers LifeStyle. Well, lately there have been a lot of great releases out, and there's much more to come very soon. And one of them is the album Hologram of the wonderful band Edge of Paradise. And it will be out July 14th. And I'm really delighted to have here Margarita Monet here at our channel to dive into all the details. Welcome, Margarita. Wonderful to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure. I'm a big fan of what you do, so thank you for having me.
Nice. And you're calling in from sunny California, I think?
Yes, I'm having my coffee today
Nice.
in California, in Los Angeles.
Nice, nice. So we spoke, I think it was 2016 that I did an interview with you. A lot have happened since then. Can you give us a short recap? What happened since then? The most important stuff?
Yeah, I think really the band took shape in 2019 when we released our album Universe. And that's when I think that album really defined our sound and brought the band to Europe with Sonata Arctica. So that was a big step for us. And, bringing it live on such bigger stages. We absolutely loved it. And we got to see so many people from across the world that, we've never met before and share music live. So I think that really kickstarted the band in a bigger way. And then, of course, the pandemic happened. I mean, unfortunately,
Yes.
All our tours that we had booked, we had a tour with Hammerfall, Beast in Black. We had like all the years planned out, but of course, that didn't happen. But we went back to the studio and we recorded The Unknown, which was another step for us. That album means a lot to us, and the world that we're creating has started to expand because the storylines, they sort of continue through the albums, and now Hologram kind of picks it up. So I think we just keep recording new music. We got to tour with The Unknown. We went to the UK. Because the pandemic was still sort of having an effect on the world, and we released the album in 2021. So we didn't tour as much as we would have liked.
Yeah.
But recently we toured with Lacuna Coil, and we did the West Coast tour, and we've been doing local shows, but we recently signed with Doomstar Bookings for Europe, so we're going to be bringing the band to Europe in the next year in a bigger way. So it's just a lot of pieces are coming together, and with the new music, we're just really excited to expand our world. So
absolutely. Well, I think indeed Hologram really takes the band to a next level. It's a huge step forward, I would say.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what were you aiming for when you were writing, actually? Do you feel the same? That the band really moved like a big step forward with this one as well?
Yeah, for sure. When we start recording the next album, it's hard to predict where it's gonna go. I mean, I have a clear vision of what overall, kind of like the themes, what I want to say, but still, it's so hard to control where the music takes you. I found that you can't force it. You just have to really almost like give yourself to the music and let it take you where it's going to take you. With Hologram, the first song I wrote for this album was The Faithless. And I remember it was like when the first, the kind of unrest started happening between Ukraine and Russia, and I have a lot of ties to that part of the world. I have a lot of family in both Ukraine and Russia. So that kind of sparked the lyrics, who is the victor, who is the victim? The victor, it's not me or you. And that kind of, the song took shape, and it has a lot of meaning, but it also gave shape for the whole album, where it's almost like we're going into battle for a better tomorrow, whether it's within ourselves or, you know, in our music. We always, the settings are larger than life, like whether we are somewhere in the universe fighting for a better tomorrow and kind of reimagining a new reality and learning from our past mistakes, and really you know, we just making it through every obstacle and all the sacrifices. So there's a lot of themes, and I hope this music, you know, brings something positive to people's lives.
Yeah, yeah, it feels really, there's a lot of deep emotions in the songs that shines through, actually, probably because of the lyrical themes you put in here, serious topics. Yeah, I guess it's coming from there.
Yeah. I mean, even though the songs are sort of set in these larger than life settings, everything comes from the heart, because everything sort of comes from the personal experiences, but also because the band's been through a lot of ups and downs as well. And it's almost like the ultimate perseverance. It's seeping through the music, and you can really hear it in the songs as well. Like soldiers of danger.
Yeah.
We're kind of the soldiers of danger.
Mm-hmm. Which is a really great song, by the way, I must say. It's one of those that really sticks out. It's one of my favorites, as well as Basilisk is also one of just.
Oh,
I think these highlights, the dark.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so those are really sticking out. Also, Faceless, I guess, and there was one particular song I really like. Yeah, Don't Give Up on Me. It's also really.
Oh yeah.
And out.
Yeah,
So,
I love that one too. The Basilisk, we have a music video coming out for it July 14th with the album release, and that's sort of kind of like an origin story of, because in the record we're gonna have a graphic novel to go along with it later on, and there's like this theme where you know, we're exploring the link between, you know, human mind and super intelligence. So the basilisk sort of ties it all together. So there's an interesting connection to that. I hope people enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Well, the band is really about visuals as well. I mean, the photos, the videos, the clothing, it all looks really stunning.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it also has this futuristic vibe around it, like high technology kind of feel, I would say. Is there a particular interest to present a band like that in this way?
Yeah, I've always been fascinated with, well, I've always loved science fiction, but I feel like these days we're living on the brink of science fiction, because with all the technology evolving, I feel like the technology is sort of moving faster than what we're prepared for. And with the rise of artificial intelligence and, you know, as we move closer, you know, into the future, you know, such questions arise. Will it ever destroy humans? Because I don't know, we're prepared to go, you know, control such intelligence, you know, in such a way. So I don't know, I always think about those things. I always also think about whether it's possible to transfer your consciousness and live through this binary code. I mean, that's kind of what Digital Paradise is about on our last album, The Unknown. So I love thinking about these things. I think it's they're interesting, especially because it's so real these days.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's going to be interesting to see what the future holds.
Mm-hmm. You also do paintings, artwork, and they go kind of hand in hand with the lyrics, explaining lyrics and the songs, which is really interesting. I think it's a really important part of the total package here. Can you say a bit more about that part with your creativity?
Thank you. I've always wanted to have the band be like this multi-dimensional experience for people. And I've always loved art. And I don't know, I started painting a couple of years ago. I mean, I used to paint, but I sort of put it aside. But maybe like 4 years ago, I picked it up again, and people showed interest in it. So I started to incorporate it more and more. I actually have something here. I was preparing it from order, so I made this vinyl artwork. I'm not totally done with it.
Nice.
But I painted on a vinyl, and then I have an art book. So this is the lyrics and art book for the Unknown album. So it has like all the art pieces that I made for the songs and the lyrics in there. Fantastic. So yeah, I want to, you know, for the Hologram album, we're going to work on a graphic novel and have it be like an interactive experience where as people are reading it and they're watching through the artwork, there'll be QR codes where they can go to the song or a music video that supports the part of the story. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I have a lot of ideas.
Wow. So that actually, I guess, make the band even more special and more unique by having that part of art form incorporated in your band, actually, I would say. And people love it, I guess. I mean, there's a lot of interest in this personal art, you think?
Yeah, I think so. Well, they keep me busy.
Yeah. I understand that.
I'm really, you know, appreciate people's support. And, you know, honestly, this band, we've survived on the support of our fans, and we're just super, super grateful. So
nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was so cool. Yeah. So I also saw that people make drawings of you. How do you feel about that? I see the more comic versions of you popping up on social media or on your website. Well, how is that actually?
Yeah, that's always flattering. It's always flattering. You know, like one really cool thing about being in a band on social media is that you get connected with so many people, and so many people have so many talents, and you know, when they spend their time to make something like that, I'm always honored, and it's always so cool to see and to get connected with other artists. So I don't know, I love the whole community. I think art makes the world such you know, such unique place. Maybe that's why aliens can destroy us yet.
Yeah.
Because they like our art and music. So.
Yeah. So you mentioned earlier that you have been touring with Lacuna Coil, which was in the US. Can you tell how the experience was for you?
Yeah, Lacuna Coil, they're such wonderful people, and we've fans of them for so long. So seeing them live every night has been really cool, and they're so friendly. And the tour has been amazing because I think it's such a perfect fit, and their fans have been so welcoming to us, and we got amazing response. It just was such a wonderful experience with all the venues and all the people, you know, all the new people that we met. Also other bands, Birthday Massacre and Blind Channel. It was just like a great package. We all got along so well, and just been a really awesome experience. unfortunately, I just um, pay an honor to the tour manager, Darren. It's so unbelievable. He passed away like
Yes.
a month after the tour.
Yeah.
So, we're just really saddened by it. He was such a great man, and he contributed so much to the music world. So I just, I'm grateful that we got to know him and spend a few weeks with him. So
Yeah. Yeah. That was really
crazy
heartbreaking.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was heartbreaking news
So,
indeed. So, is Europe an important market for you?
yeah, the band's always had a lot of interest in Europe. I mean, when we got to do the Sonata Arctica tour, it really elevated us on a bigger scale, and we really saw the interest from Europe. And it's interesting because when we're in the US, some people think we're European band, and they're like, you have such a European sound. But when we're playing in Europe, they're like, oh, you guys are American, you have such an American sound. So
Yeah.
we're sort of like in between. But it's cool to see that there is interest from both sides of the world, and we got to go to Japan before as well, and we just love to get to as far to as many corners of the world as we can. We're going to South America we're going to Mexico, and hopefully have more South American dates in December. That's the plan. We're actually playing with Lacuna Coil at a festival called Black and Death in Mexico City. So that'll be a new um, point of reach for the band as well. But yeah, Europe is a really important market for us, and we're just excited that 2024 will be a big year for the band to come to Europe. So we'll be seeing you a lot next year.
Nice. So traveling all over the world, getting to know different cultures, seeing things. Is that something that you take with you in your art form? Because it's a real life experience, and that's also part of maybe developing as an artist, as a band.
Yes, of course. I think all of that shapes us. I think all of that shapes our music. I mean, seeing so many different cultures and people obviously gives you perspective on life and just all the experiences you carry with you, but also all the trials and tribulations to get there. Because I can tell you, being in a band and getting to those places, and just it's not easy because so many things have to go right, and sometimes things don't go right, and it's how you deal with them. It's with us, it's always been like, we never give up, we just make it work, and that really makes us stronger. And I feel like it makes the music more powerful because we always infuse that into the music. And now looking back, like, I'm really proud of what we've been able to accomplish with all our adventures. Sometimes I look back and I'm like, I can't believe we went to Iceland and we went on a glacier and we filmed the music video. We went to Japan, or all those tours we did. It's just I'm proud of it, and I'm just grateful that people have supported us through all of it, and we've just been able to somehow make it happen, and looking forward to the future. But yeah, all of that really makes us grow as artists and musicians, and as people mainly.
Yeah, of course. So how is it to be with you in a band?
With me?
Well, if I would be in your band, how would it be to be with you in a band? What kind of a bandmate are you? What kind of a like that?
I hope I'm a good bandmate. Well, I can tell you, I think Dave is a little frustrated with me because I'm always pushing forward and I'm like, okay, we got a music video booked next week. And he's like, but we're still in the studio. And
Oh yeah.
so I'm always looking forward and I'm always like putting together the next thing. So I guess I'm, that's part of that being in a band with me. But overall, I don't know. I feel like we have a lot of fun together. I really love this. So I think getting the joy from doing it really transcends through the band members, and we're able to really infuse the positivity into this band and into this music, and bring it live to the people. So all of us really love to do it. So I think that's a really big and important part, because it's about the journey, right? It's about really experiencing all of this, whether it's good or bad, and just enjoying life and just enjoying the moment, because time goes by so fast. It's unbelievable how fast it goes.
Absolutely. Yeah, but it seems like a really hard working band with working non-stop on your art and music. But if you have free time, what would you like to do if you're not with the band?
Well, I mean, I love to paint. I mean, spending time with people I love is always really important to me. And I mean, I love to travel. I love to travel with people I love, and I love nature. And I also love watching crazy documentaries about all kinds of stuff. I just love learning. Yeah, I love learning about science, what's new in science. Of course, Ancient Aliens. I love that show. But just expanding my mind. That's always always fun for me.
Yeah. Do you have any idea where you would like to see the band in, let's say, 5 years?
Yeah. I really love to see the band expand its reach beyond music. I mean, of course, that's the most important part. We want to keep making albums, and we want to keep growing our stage show, and really make it as cinematic of an experience as possible. But eventually, I would also love to take the storylines, because especially now with Hologram and what's coming next, there's so many storylines kind of intertwining their way through the songs. So I'd love to make short films, and maybe eventually like a whole film based around all the songs and all the themes and stories, and kind of bring it to life in more visual way. That would be awesome.
Wow. And what is the highlights of the storylines? If you can mention what are the important storylines of this whole discography, actually?
Yeah. So, I mean, one of the kind of the heart of it is sort of on this journey to rebuild a reality through perseverance, through all this sacrifice, but also learning from our mistakes. But so the stories are kind of like, so Hologram kickstarts it. We're sending ourselves to this planet. It's actually a real planet. It's called the nickname is Reign of Terror, because the conditions, like, you would never be able to survive it, because on that planet, it's constantly raining shards of glass sideways, and it's like a constant hurricane there. So we are able to experience it through being holograms. So we're not in our physical form. So anyway, we're on that planet, and we encountered this civilization. So they're the most advanced civilization out in the universe. And they're called the Faceless. And they're able to link themselves to super intelligence through this artifact. And as we encounter them, that's when everything sort of starts to go haywire. And then we need the help of them. And so we need their help and they need our help. So it's sort of bringing the artificial intelligence and the super intelligence and the humanity together, and merging it, but in a way of really, keeping the humanity of it all, and just deciding what's important, deciding what are those mistakes that we've made in the past that we have to learn from to rebuild a better tomorrow, whether it's, from like a society point of view or from a personal point of view. And then just the question will we be able to merge ourselves with artificial intelligence and maybe live forever, or what is forever, or would you want to live forever? Sort of those questions as well. So that's kind of like a bit of, on the surface of some of the themes.
Yeah. Well, that seems like a very interesting theme and topic that you can write a lot about in the future for future albums. Yeah. Curious how that goes.
Definitely.
How do you feel about your fan base? What would you like to say to them?
Well, we're always very grateful to our fan base, because that's what keeps the band going. That's our fuel, that's our inspiration. So I just want to say a huge thank you to every single person. And, one of our favorite things to do is when we play live, is to meet people and say hello, and just the personal connection of it all is kind of what really fuels the music. So we're just super grateful. And we want to thank you for being a part of our world, and really looking forward to the next adventures.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so very much for joining us here at HeadBangers Lifestyle. Good luck with the release of Hologram. Fantastic album, guys. You should check it out when it's out on July 14th. And I see everybody the next time here at HeadBangers Lifestyle. Ciao!